let's move to Osun State, where it appears that a huge controversy is in the air as the political climate heats up against the two major off-season governorship election in Ekiti and Osun State. A lot of controversies are rearing their heads. In Osun State, for example, a group called the Concerned Members of the PDP in Osun State have written a petition to the PDP Appeal Committee of the screening exercise against Senator Ademola Adeleke and requesting his disqualification from the race. The group are petitioning on the grounds of impersonation, discrepancies in the information the senator submitted to the party and INEC, and some of these include 2 different dates of birth, differences in his name, and a list of other issues raised in the petition. The petitioner, Mr. Akin Adeyi, joins us here in our Abuja studio, as well as Hashim Abioye, who also was you contested for
Assembly,
House of Assembly in Osun State.
Federal State Constituency.
A lawyer
2019.
will probably be defending Senator Ademola Adeleke tonight. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Adeyi, you are the petitioner. You are a member of the PDP, isn't it? Correct?
Yeah.
In Osun State?
Yes.
Right. And you've written a petition against Senator Adeleke, submitted to the party, submitted to the INEC, or it was only the party you submitted to?
No, to the appeal panel.
Appeal committee.
Appeal committee.
Now, what are the grounds of your petition?
Thank you very much, Hashim. You see, we have been traveling this road for quite some time. That is, contesting in Osun State, winning the election and getting it thrown away just by little mistake or one technical point, either from the opposition or from the within. And especially the last experience in 2018, it was a very bitter one. When we put forth Senator Ademola Adeleke as our candidate. Prior to that, he was a senator, and prior to the time he became a senator, he wasn't even a politician, but he benefited from the death of his brother. So we brought him, and everything was done at that time in a hurry, because we just needed to. He had applied through the APC because that was his party then, his brother's party then, but the APC screened him out. They didn't accept him into their party because of all these problems. So he approached the PDP, and PDP, out of the desire to win, desperation to win that election, and we accepted him into the party, and he became our candidate. We won that election, not because of his own popularity. We won it based on sympathy votes because of the death of the brother. We won the election because of the bad governance that Aregbe was superintending over that time. And then we won that election because we had one solid party then. So, and people wanted the PDP. We were desperate that we should come on board. So all this, and again, he came forward again to say he wanted to be the governor of the state. And as at the time he wanted to be the governor, you know, you have to submit your papers and everything. And thank God, although I never really liked it that it is not Senator Ademola Adeleke that is here, because in all of these days that we have been talking, I've been forwarding petitions, going around talking to journalists, I expected that Senator Ademola Adeleke would have at once come out to say something. But because he lacks the skill of communication, he cannot write, he cannot read. That is why he has not been coming forth.
He cannot write, he cannot read?
Yeah, I make bold to say that.
I mean, have you tested him? I mean,
I don't have anything against him.
What have you based your... No, I'm not saying you have anything against him. If you don't have anything against him, you wouldn't have written a petition against him. Definitely you have something against him.
That is based on his...
maybe it's not personal, but
yeah, it's not personal in any way.
Now, let's clear. You said he cannot read, he cannot write.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? It was someone who just gotten a degree, we understand, from the United States.
I'm coming to that. Just for example now, this recently concluded screening, whereby all aspirants, we had 6 of them, including Dr. Aki Ogunbiyi, Dele Adeleke, Sanya Omiri, Alhaji Fatai Akimbade, and Prince Dr. Babayemi. You saw it, it's on the media. When all other aspirants were filling their own form, writing everything in their own name, one reference media had to do the filling of forms and everything for Senator Ademola, which goes to confirm the speculations by people or allegations that he couldn't read and write. But leave that. why I said I would have loved that he would be here and to defend all of this. I don't know why you have to send Ashim in this case. I don't think it has to do with Ashim in any way. And Ashim himself lacks the moral justification to come here and say he wants to defend or say something about Senator Ademola Adeleke.
Why do you say so?
Yes, he is seated there. Ashim was the very first character, very first personality that took Senator Ademola Adeleke to court on this issue of certificate forgery. He combined with Apex Solicitor.
Never.
And
he
used
one of the lies.
Used one Olabayo.
You can see he left the questions. I'm coming.
Wait.
You can see he left the questions.
He used one Olabayo.
He started attacking personalities, and that is his talking to.
I just wanted to confirm whether
I never did. You should bring documents. I never did.
Olabayo Idowu is still living. It's the PA to Ademola Olua that he used at that time to approach the court that Senator Ademola Adeleke forged certificate and everything. So for him to come now, he lacks the moral justification to come here and say he still wants to defend the same Senator Ademola Adeleke in next stage for his return. I mean, recontesting of the House of Assembly. But that is by the way, we are not talking about that one. But what I am saying is that against next time, it should have been Senator Ademola Adeleke.
Right. So let's establish, before I allow Ashim to come in, first on the grounds of its name. That's one. I mean, if we can put up those the petition that Mr. Adeyi took to the appeal committee, you saying that there's a 1960, there's a date of his birth, 1960, 1961. He also said that there is one where he had his name different from the name that he submitted earlier on, and you put a affidavit of including his voter card, his
everything,
every of those documents.
Where the discrepancies are obvious.
In his name, what is the issue that you have there?
The issue is that in his name, on his secondary school certificate, so to say, he was known there as Ademola Adeleke. In subsequent document, he became Ademola Nuruddin Adeleke. That is, when I say subsequent document now, from the same school, one testimonial and one statement of result. One is having Ademola Adeleke, the other is having Ademola Adeleke N or Nuruddin. Then we have other documents, essential documents, important documents that INEC will have to receive later as Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke. We have some that is Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Ifeanyi Adeleke. We have others that will say Ademola JN Adeleke.
And all of these are by one person.
By one person. And that was why
you can link it to the senator.
Yes, he submitted it to the screening committee with his own hands, and the endorsement stamp of the national headquarters
to the senator. He has not answered that.
Just hold on. Wait. I'm coming to you. So,
and the endorsement copy of the national headquarters, the stamp and everything is there. He went there with his own hand to submit that these are my documents.
All right. You've laid the grounds, and I'd like just a moment.
That is about name. Coming to the issue of certificate now. Coming to the issue.
Let's take things one after the other. Okay. You've established that in some of his documents he has 1961, and others he had 1960.
60 as his
in some of his documents he has Ademola Nuruddin.
Different names.
So let me allow you to. You've clarified. You said you did not. You've never taken Senator Ademola Adeleke.
I never did. I've never done. I have never done that.
But the matter that Senator Adeleke cannot read and write.
Well,
how do you react to that?
Well, you can see that it started from the point of malice, and that is his character. But I will leave the messenger now. That is Mr. Adeyi himself. But I will address the message. You see, it started from the point of the fact that Senator Adeleke, when he wanted to contest the senatorial by-election, he was screened out by the APC. It's a big lie. Senator Ademola Adeleke was never screened out. He was screened. He appeared before the screening committee of the APC, and he was cleared to contest. But because the delegate list was doctored then in favor of a particular aspirant in the APC, it was the PDP that approached him, and he accepted the offer. And he came to the PDP, and he won the election, landslide. And that was how the fortune of the PDP turned in Osun State. We had a turnaround since 2016 then, until 2018. When he wanted to contest in 2018, which he had the right to do, he submitted documents to INEC. The document he submitted to INEC were official documents. His results, his examination result. He attended the Muslim grammar school. That is enough to show that he is educated up to secondary school level, which is the minimum requirement under our constitution. The Supreme Court of the land, the law lords, have cleared this.
No.
I'm coming. I'm coming. You don't interject me. I'm coming.
The Supreme Court never ruled on that case.
I'm coming.
The case was thrown out because of filing.
Please, I need your protection. He's interjecting me. No, I'm laying a background.
I will allow him to object if you are laying. If you're putting facts that are wrong.
No, wrong fact. I will have the Supreme Court decisions. I have them on my phone.
Read it to the Nigerian public.
The ratio of that case?
The ratio of the case was that he was taken to court, FCT High Court here in Abuja, on ground of presenting forged certificates.
And what was the ruling of the Buhari court?
The FCT High Court said he forged, and there was an appeal to the Court of Appeal.
And
the Court of Appeal,
I'm coming. Status bar,
I'm coming.
Not on the ruling.
I'm coming. The court, after determining the issue of being status bar, the court now went ahead to determine the merit of the case itself. The court ruled that Senator Ademola Adeleke never forged certificate. The principal, I'm coming. The principal of the school came. I'm coming. The principal of the school came to testify that the result I'm coming.
Out of status bar, that was how the case was thrown out, and which the opposition.
I'm coming. No.
Again, with
you are lying. You are an agent of the opposition. You are an agent of the opposition. As far as academic qualifications, I will not come and open this. As far as academic qualifications of Senator Ademola Adeleke are concerned,
gentlemen,
honestly speaking, Senator Ademola Adeleke is qualified. It's eminently qualified.
Mr. Adeyi,
is eminently qualified to contest the election. He was taken to court, High Court of Osun State. 2 cases dismissed against Senator Ademola Adeleke. He was taken to the Federal High Court. I'm coming. 2 cases dismissed against Senator Ademola Adeleke. I know his agent from the APC. He is an agent of the APC.
Anybody that is going to
the case. I'm coming. He said I sponsored a case. I took a case to court. He has not furnished us with any of those cases where I put in my pen.
All right. So let's clarify.
What I'm saying is this: the issue of forgery or whatever regarding the academic credentials of Senator Ademola Adeleke has been laid to rest by the Apex Court that he never forged. The principal of the school, I'm coming. The principal of the school came and testified that he never forged. The error on the certificate, he mentioned some...
Lawyer, barrister, just calm down. I'm going to, because the essence of this is to clarify these issues, to let Nigerians be able to get a sense of what the issues are and be able to make their own decision. I'm going to take the issues one after the other so that we can clarify issues. Are you privy to the documents that are captured in the petition submitted by the petitioner?
And I'm going to take it one after the other. All of them here.
In some of the documents that I have here, one having the senator birth as in 1961, and yet another document submitted by him having 1960. Is there an error? Is there a mistake of those documents, or what happened?
The one that is bearing 1961, that if you can check it very well, it is the tax clearance certificate issued by Osun State government. Mr. Adeyi is here seated. Is he paying tax? Someone who is, as a responsible citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, paid tax. Is tax clearance certificate a bad certificate? And that has been corrected. I have the original document here. You can go to the tax office in Osun State there. That has been corrected. And it even does not represent the age certificate. That is, the birth certificate. It does not represent his age. In all other documents where he has stated his age, the age is consistent. It's 13th April 1960. It has been there. Apart from that of tax clearance certificate, which bears 1961, which other document has any other date different from what is contained in the birth certificate and all that?
Okay, so
that is the issue. That is the issue. It talks about the issue of illiteracy. It talks about the issue of illiteracy.
Let's speak about the discrepancy in the issue of the name.
Thank you.
In his INEC form CF001, there is Ademola Nuruddin Adeleke.
Yes. In
the statement of result by Edep Muslim Grammar School, dated 24 July 2018, is Adeleke Ademola.
Yes.
In his voter card, it bears the name Adeleke Ademola Jackson.
Yes.
is that an error, or what exactly is the
Thank
issue?
you very much. You say it is possible, and you know, here in Nigeria, particularly in Yoruba land, you have multiple names. And insofar you have multiple names and those names are traceable to you and you are the only person bearing those names, you don't have any problem. Only what you need to do is to do a deed poll to tell the public that I am the one bearing these names and this is how I want the people, the public, to address me. If you look at those names, you will see Ademola, Adeleke consistently. The other two that are not consistent in all other documents is Jackson and Nuruddin. And you will see that these names, there is no spelling mistake.
The same person?
Yes, it's the same person. There is no mistake, no spelling mistake in any of those names. He's talking about the Bayelsa case. That is quite different. In the Bayelsa case, go and check it. Many spelling mistakes in the name. The man was bearing Degi, bearing Adegi at the same time. Bearing Bi Obarakuma, bearing Bi Obaraga, bearing Wanaga, bearing Wanagaga. In this case, you don't have Nuru on one, you don't have Leke on another, you don't have Demola on another. What you have is Nuruddin, Ademola, Adeleke, Jackson.
So
Jackson is not a Christian name, it's not a Muslim name. It's a name given to him by his people when he was studying in America.
So let's clarify.
Let's
clarify another thing.
It's something that a deed poll can explain away. It is not an issue at all.
I have spoken to Senator. I've interviewed Senator Adeleke before.
And he spoke to you.
Hold on, you don't. You don't know where I'm going to. And he has laid an allegation that your principal cannot read or write. But I'd like you to react by yourself to what he said. Can he read or write?
Thank you very much. This is someone who served as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He was at the upper chambers of the National Assembly. He moved motions. He sponsored bills. He contributed to debates on the floor of the National Assembly. Did he hire Mr. Adeye's mouth to do all this when he was on the floor of the National Assembly? I'm reacting to all this. Did he hire your mouth to do all this?
Before you go
and you said you could not write.
The issue of name. Before you go away from the issue of name, in the case of Esenowo versus Upong, 1999, yes, at the court, can the way one write his or her name turn that person to be someone else before the law? And the rule is stated here that yes, it can turn you.
Are you a lawyer that you are interpreting that judgment?
Must I be a lawyer?
Are you a lawyer?
Must I be a lawyer? As at the time I left school, as at the time I left school, you were still in secondary school. So now this is a ruling.
The fact of that case,
this is a ruling that even the way you write your name can make you another person. And somebody is answering different names now on different documents. And that person you are saying we should put forward when we have all cases like this that have been determined before.
Hold on, let me ask you.
Yes.
The primaries have not been conducted. Why are you afraid?
We are afraid because if we allow the opposition to do this for us, we will never have candidate in that election.
But yeah, are you sure that he's going to win if they go to the primaries?
If in case he wins, we are not going to have candidate. That's why we are doing these things.
We don't know.
Yes, anybody can win because the people of Osun State, they are concerned sometimes.
You think he can win?
Anybody, when we campaign for him, he can win. The last time he came, he was never a politician. We campaigned, he won in 9 local governments.
So you think if he wins, that your party, the chances are in danger?
The chances are in danger because this man will be disqualified. The opposition are waiting for him. So they are even telling us now that the opposition are begging around that we should present Senator.
So now the question,
one
big issue here is that, and you know, when I was speaking, when you spoke about this, and I was interrogating the matter, and I was trying to get the other side. One of the allegations is that you are being sponsored, and predominantly they said the sponsor is from the outside, that you are being sponsored by the opposition party. You said it today.
You can say anything. This is not my first activity to correct the wrongs for the party. And this is not the first activity for me to fight a cause, even that is not concerning the PDP. He knows me, everybody knows me in Osun State. If I say this matter is not supposed to be this way, I spend my money, I spend my time and everything. I take the risk. 3 times in my life I've been attempted before that they wanted to kill me because of speaking the truth.
All right.
And this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the good people of Osun State and the good people of PDP.
I will get your closing thoughts. Just for a moment. Don't worry. You have your chance to reply in because we're due for a break, everyone. When we come back, have yet another guest that you need to listen to. Well, when we talk about the APC National Convention, the names of those who are in the race for the chairmanship seat have been coming up. One of them will be with us tonight on the program. You call him one of the leading aspirants or hopefuls in the APC chairmanship leadership race. Stay with me, everyone, and we get the closing thoughts of my guest here on the issue of Osun, PDP, and the petitions against Senator Adeleke. Join us again, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. There are two off-season governorship elections coming sometimes later this year, in the middle of this year. One of it is the Osun governorship election. There are two Adelekes that will be in the race. One you probably call the dancing senator, Senator Ademola Adeleke, a former senator, who is one of the leading aspirants in the race, and his nephew, Dele Adeleke. Now, there are contentions over the candidacy of the ambition of Senator Adeleke. There is a petition by Ademola, who is here with us in the studio. Discrepancies, alleged discrepancies in the certificates of education certificates of Senator Adeleke, issues of age differences and name differences in some of these documents, and that gets us talking. Ashim Abioye is a lawyer to Senator Adeleke and responding to some of these issues. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let me allow you to respond to what he said before we went on that break. He said, look, he's been doing this before. So when you make an allegation that it's been sponsored by the opposition, can you substantiate it?
Thank you. Thank God he admitted that he's been doing it. He's a professional blackmailer. That is his stock in trade. So I will not. That is what you are. That is you are a lawyer. Tell me I'm coming. You are. You can take me to court. The issue is this. There is an audio. I have the audio clip here. There is an audio in which he calls Senator Ademola Adeleke himself after the 2018 election. In fact, it's viral. It's all over. Where he revealed all that he did in collaboration with the APC. So he's a sponsored APC guy. So so you can ask him where is his unit, where is his voter's card. Is he voting in Osun? He's talking, I'm coming. I'm responding to you. I'm coming.
I wanted to talk.
I am coming. I'm coming.
Because I want you to respond to you.
Even as I am here seated today, I am holding a higher stake. In fact, he's holding no stake at all. I'm holding a higher stake than he's holding in Osun PDP because he's not even a stakeholder. He doesn't have voter's card in Osun. He doesn't have units. He doesn't have anywhere. Where does he attend the meetings? So he is not a stakeholder. In fact, some media houses don't want to call him as a PDP, whatever again, because this is stock in trade, and this is the time for him to make money during the electioneering campaign. Now what I'm saying is this. Now what I'm saying is this. I'm coming.
You are not the one that has been petitioned.
I am coming. As a lawyer, I can speak for him. You read the decision.
Gentlemen, because we need to wrap up this.
Yes. He read the decision there. He said the way you write your name. There was no... The two cases are not similar in terms of facts, 100%. So it depends on the facts and circumstances of each case. In the case of Senator Ademola Adeleke, he has explained by a deed poll, there are no discrepancies in his name at all. There are no discrepancies.
Because of our time.
It is quite different from the Bayelsa case, and he is eminently qualified.
I like to ask both of you these straight questions. As it stands right now, if you go to the poll, what are the chances of your party in the race?
You mean at the general election?
Should the governorship election be declared today?
Today? Honestly speaking, we are winning. We won in 2018 before the remote control political apparatus. You know, we all hear that.
How do you mean you won?
Yes, we won in 2018, but on the
INEC did not declare you
first ballot we won. You know that INEC declared
you win. You know, I want you to substantiate because
so what I mean is that
so when you say you won,
people of Osun State are waiting for us, but it is these enemies within, including Mr. Adeyi, that have been disturbing the peace of the party because Senator Ademola Adeleke is the man to beat. That is just the point they are raising about all his academic. His academic qualifications are with the Federal Ministry of Education, assessed, evaluated, and all that. So he is eminently qualified. He's talking about impersonation. Who did he impersonate? You don't even know the ingredient of offense of impersonation. If you are talking about impersonation, you are talking about someone who has taken another person's gap as his own.
Gentlemen, so I will allow you for your final thoughts. So,
So
if the same question I asked you, if your party went to the poll today against the APC or other political parties in Osun State, what would you come out with?
we stand a very good chance to win if we don't have merchant politicians like himself. He's doing all these things because he wanted the Adeleke family to sponsor his House of Assembly ambition. And that's why he's doing all these things.
In 2014?
They sponsored you, they gave you money.
In 2014?
They gave you money.
In 2014?
And as at,
this man is...
At 1999,
were they with me in
when we were struggling with
when I contested in 2014, when I contested in 2018.
When we were struggling with General Oyinlola then, Omishore and everybody for this PDP, and in this PDP, where was he? He was saying that I also a member of the PDP. Where was he at that time?
Where were you?
He must have been a toddler then, coming to ask, where's your unit, where's your this thing, and that.
Where's your voter
when,
card?
as at 1999, ask him for where he was.
It was Senator Mishore that brought you to Chief Security Officer.
Yes, and at that time, where were you?
And we are discarding away with you guys. We are discarding away with them.
Thank you
Senator
so much.
Ademola Adeleke is the man to beat, and we are winning this governorship election by God's grace.
Good candidate. If
He
we have a
is
good
eminently
candidate
qualified.
Today, that is
there is no more person
among the rest five.
There is no other aspirant who is more qualified than him.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen,
we cannot present him.
That's how we're going
to lose.
We need to leave it. And we hope that your party will be able to resolve things, look through the papers.
There are no crises.
And be able to resolve all of this.
There are no crises.
Hashim Abioye, lawyer, thank you so much for coming. Mr. Akin Adeyi, thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.